Most cultures have produced men and women who have found that certain deliberate uses of attention, meditation, yoga, prayer, can transform their perception of the world. Realizing this, many people begin to wonder whether a deeper source of well-being exists. Is there a form of happiness beyond the mere repetition of pleasure and avoidance of pain? Is there a happiness that does not depend upon having one's favorite foods available, or friends and loved ones within arm's reach, or good books to read, or something to look forward to on the weekend? Is it possible to be happy before anything happens? We are all in some sense living our answer to this question, and most of us are living as though the answer were no. No, nothing is more profound than repeating one's pleasures and avoiding one's pains. Nothing is more profound than seeking satisfaction, sensory, emotional, and intellectual, moment after moment. Just keep your foot on the gas until you run out of road. However numerous your faults, something in you at this moment is pristine, and only you can recognize it. Open your eyes and see.
Thoughts can be so powerful that they can convince us that whatever the thought is, we are living in. Have you ever gotten lost in a really shitty thought? Maybe you're in a car, or you're on the way to work, or you start to zone out and think about work. More specifically, you think about your boss, how you hate your boss, how you don't want to have to deal with your boss, or anyone else at work for that matter. And then you start to get depressed, maybe a little sad, maybe fearful, even pissed. But what is it that you're actually doing? You're driving a car. The windows rolled down, the wind is hitting your face. You're not at work or with your boss. You're driving a car. Have you ever snapped out of one of those thoughts before? Or have you went down the rabbit hole of a deep thought only to be relieved afterwards that it's not real? Or maybe I could put it like this. Have you ever woken up from a nightmare and experienced a sense of relief that it wasn't real? Well, as it turns out, we humans are doing that in varying degrees during the day, all day. We are all lost in thought. And the act of seeing a thought as a thought and experiencing a sense of release after it dissolves and goes somewhere else, wherever it goes, is the goal of meditation. But the act is as simple as becoming aware of breathing.
Your mind is the basis of everything you experience and of every contribution you make to the lives of others. Given this fact, it makes sense to train it. Scientists and skeptics generally assume that the traditional claims of yogis and mystics must be exaggerated or simply delusional, and that the only rational purpose of meditation is limited to conventional, quote, stress reduction. Conversely, serious students of these practices often insist that even the most outlandish claims made by and about spiritual masters are true. I am attempting to lead you along a middle path between these extremes. One that preserves our scientific skepticism but acknowledges that it is possible to radically transform our minds. In one sense, the Buddhist concept of enlightenment really is just the epitome of stress reduction. And depending on how much stress one reduces, the results of one's practice can seem more or less profound. According to the Buddhist teachings, human beings have a distorted view of reality that leads them to suffer unnecessarily. We grasp at transitory pleasures. We brood about the past and worry about the future. We continually seek to prop up and defend an egoic self that doesn't exist. This is stressful, and spiritual life is a process of gradually unraveling our confusion and bringing this stress to an end.